Now, with Clash in Paris being this coming weekend, we only right now have 4 matches officially announced. That could always change before the actual pay-per-view, before the actual PLE takes place. Right now, I am currently recording this before Monday Night Raw, before the final episode of Monday Night Raw for Clash in Paris. So they could always add something at the end there. They could always add a match or two before we get to the Clash in Paris show. Really, what they could also announce is going to be what happens regarding the women's championship, the women's world championship, that whole situation. Because obviously, unless you're living under a rock, Naomi, as you know, vacated her championship. She's going to be off for the next 9 months, obviously due to her pregnancy. So they really haven't made that official as of what they're going to do for that. Probably as this video comes out, whenever I upload this video, you will probably already know what is going on there. But my simple solution would probably be to take the winner of the Battle Royal at Evolution, that being Stephanie Vaquero, because she does have a guaranteed challenge for the Women's Championship on this show. Why not have her pair up one-on-one with Io Sky? Io Sky was supposed to get that championship match against Naomi, I think 2 weeks ago, whatever the case was, but never got it. So obviously they have both sort of an excuse as to why they would be challenging for the championship and why it should be on the line. If that's the scenario that happens, I would definitely have Io Sky walk out as the new women's champion. I feel like she's obviously a safe choice. She's obviously somebody that has already been in that spot once or twice before. And Stephanie Vaquero, not that I dislike her, not that I don't want to see her as the champion. I feel right now, frankly, it's too soon because she just got called up to the main roster a few months ago. And we really haven't seen her in any notable storyline, any notable presence on that show, really. As far as Stephanie Vaquero goes, I think it's probably a little bit too soon to have her and to crown her as the new women's champion. I think that's probably better off for WrestleMania, better off saved for WrestleMania. Eventually, she may challenge somebody like a Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. And then that's where you could crown Stephanie Vaquero as the new women's champion. We have here also Seth Rollins against LA Knight, against CM Punk, and against Jey Uso. LA Knight, CM Punk, they seem like likely challengers here. Jey Uso, really, what has Jey Uso done to grant a World Heavyweight Championship match? I don't know. But I can think of 2 reasons for why Jey Uso is in this match. Number one, because obviously they're in Paris, they're in France, they're in this international crowd, and they know that those international crowds are so red hot, especially for a Jey Uso entrance. So obviously they want to put on their social medias the Jey Uso entrance in Paris, in France, and they want the sort of engagement from that. And also, number 2, he could simply just be in this match to take the losing fall. That could be the case. That could either be him or LA Knight, because I don't see Seth pinning Punk. I feel like Seth and Punk, their story, frankly, if it was up to me, I would have Seth and Punk end their feud once and for all, possibly next month at the WrestlePalooza show. But knowing this company, knowing Triple H is creative, they're going to have Seth Rollins go over here. They're going to obviously tease the Vision as the top heel faction on Monday nights, and then that's how we get into the War Game scenario, possibly the Vision against a combination of baby faces down the line, with Punk leading the charge. Who fucking knows? But I know one thing that's for sure: Seth Rollins is not going to lose his World Heavyweight Championship here at Clash in Paris, and he's probably not going to lose it for a very long time. Next, we have Sheamus against Rusev in a good old-fashioned Donnybrook match. These two guys, they're 1 win apiece. They made this match official, I think, last week. Adam Pearce made this match official. Number one, it's good to see both of these two guys in an actual PLE match, because I was hearing something crazy as far as Sheamus goes. I think the last actual PLE match that he had that was a straight singles one-on-one match was way back in 2022 in the original Clash at the Castle show in Scotland. That was the show in which Sheamus versed Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. So if you could believe that or not, it's been 3 years since Sheamus has been in a straight singles match on a PLE. So that's kind of fucking crazy to think about it. But as far as this match goes, this could really go either way. They could either give this match to Rusev and really build him up, because Rusev, ever since he came back, really hasn't done much other than have matches with, the Alpha Academy or Sheamus or whatever the case is. So they could just give it to him. They could also give it to Sheamus. Sheamus, like I said, hasn't had a match here in a very long time on a PLE, and they could give him the good old babyface win here in this international crowd. It could really go either way. I'm going to stick to Rusev though. I think Rusev probably gets the win here. Next, we have Roman Reigns against Bronson Reed. I would foresee in this match possibly Roman Reigns going over. I think Bronson Reed, if it was up to me, I would definitely have Bronson Reed go over and write Roman Reigns off, because Roman isn't going to be around for the next month due to his filming schedule and whatever the case is. So I would have him honestly get the win here and write Roman off. I know possibly though that's not going to happen. I know Roman is probably going to end up picking up the W against Bronson and reclaiming his shoes, the Shula Fala, the tribal thief here. I think that's possibly what's going to end up happening here in this match. And lastly, we have John Cena against Logan Paul. This was a match that a lot of people really dogged on as far as why Logan Paul is in this position against John Cena, and they kind of addressed it on SmackDown. Like I said before, Logan Paul, you could hate him all you want, but he is obviously gifted in the ring. Should he be one of John Cena's last opponents? That's up for debate. That's up for your interpretation as far as what you think of Logan Paul against John Cena. I don't personally mind it, but I'm not really in love with the idea of Logan Paul being one of John Cena's last opponents. But as far as the match goes and as far as the actual build-up goes, I have actually enjoyed the promos back and forth, especially the last week with SmackDown when John Cena actually went in on Logan Paul and they really sold this match. And obviously the match itself is going to be, I would assume it's going to be fantastic. Logan Paul could really bump around there for John Cena. John Cena is obviously, like I said before, he's obviously lost a step or two, but when he's in there with certain superstars like CM Punk or AJ Styles or Cody or whoever the case is, they could obviously make up for what John Cena is missing. As far as the actual result goes, I think John Cena is probably going to pick up the win here. I think he's going to go over against Logan Paul because obviously they're building towards that Lesnar feud. It would really make no sense if Paul got the win here and John Cena heads into that match against Brock Lesnar a loser. Just my own personal opinion. Do we see Brock Lesnar at Clash in Paris? That remains to be seen. I personally don't think we see him. But I do believe that Cena is possibly going to get the win over Logan Paul. Let me know what your thoughts and your predictions are for Clash in Paris this coming weekend. And until next time, I will see all of you on the next one.